These are the 5 players that you need to trade for before week 4 if you want to win your league. We got a breakout receiver, buy low running backs, and we got a stash that can be a league winner, so don't wait, these windows close fast. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I'm Jim C, and this is Fantasy on Repeat, and today we're going to talk about the 5 trades that you need to make, so let's get it. First off, for Emeka Egbuka, I don't understand the indecisiveness about him right now through the fantasy community. I'm gonna say straight up, he's a buy for me because I didn't really do much research during the summertime. So basically, when I began my research for fantasy football, only thing I saw was Emeka Egbuka, right? He was everywhere. So it just naturally I gravitated to researching Emeka Egbuka. All the talk was, yes, he's gonna be a star. He's ready to come out. He's ready to be that guy. And now that he is literally gonna be that guy, he has a #1 spot. People are starting to doubt that prospect, that what he was going to do. I don't understand that, right? When Mike Evans comes back, you think that's going to diminish his role? You think when Chris Godwin comes back, that's going to diminish his role? No, they had a plan for Emeka Egbuka, and he is literally the hybrid of Mike Evans and a Chris Godwin. So he's going to come and be that guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's peep the facts, right? He has 21 targets through 3 games. That's about 7 targets a game. His average right now is 7 targets. With his role expanding, he can get to 8 to 9, 10 targets, right? A game. That's pretty realistic. He has 14 receptions for 181 yards. That's about 12.9 yards per catch. So if we averaged it, if we went back to those extra 3 targets that he can get, adding his his average yards per catch, he can get to about like 40 extra yards a game. You're already going to get extra targets. You're going to get extra yardage. And remember too, Baker Mayfield has 6 touchdowns currently, and Emeka Egbuka has 3 of them. He has half of Baker Mayfield's touchdown right now. And we're not saying that he's going to be guaranteed these touchdowns, but it's a high possibility that he can hit 10 to 12 touchdowns this year. Where you got him late in the 8th, 9th round, it's like I feel like you just can't label him as a bust from here because he's just gonna go out there and kill it, right? So I just don't get how people are fading him or even trying to, I don't know, doubting him when it was all the talk. Just it's dope. Like, let's see it. Why can't we be more hyped about it? Let's see it. Let's see it happen, dude. Emeka Egbuka, just a breakout year. Just that's good for the game. It's so exciting to see that, and we're ready for that. If you want to build a championship tier team, you're gonna need to add Emeka Egbuka because all those little small things that I was telling you about is gonna add up and it's gonna help you win and succeed. So if you like winning, you're gonna want to add this league winning running back that you can get out for a mad discount right now, and he's been doing a lot of work that no one's even talking about and paying attention to, and that's Josh Jacobs. What's crazy with Josh Jacobs is when someone has a bad O-line, usually that running back cannot succeed. But the crazy thing about Josh Jacobs is he's getting majority of his yards, like 98% of his yardage is coming after contact. Like, his O-line is just getting wrecked at the line, and he's getting wrecked at the line, but Josh Jacobs going to keep pushing through because he's that type of dog. This opportunity to buy him right now is like a good timing. Saying Josh Jacobs is a buy low, and he's been averaging about 14 points. His average points is nothing crazy, nothing league winning looking like. First off, he hasn't even been an RB1 yet this season. He hasn't even hit 4 yards per carry yet this season. And he has his backfield basically like to himself. So in this 3-game sample, he's averaging right now about 3.1 yards per carry. And it's below his average. And that, like, again, we have to talk about the line. And I already told you he's getting 98% of his runs after contact. So that just means once these lanes open up, he can just explode. Remember, he was the yardage king just a few years ago. He does have a good bounce back spot to show off against the Cowboys. Then after that, it's a bye week. Hopefully the offensive line can get start working and start gelling together and then start clicking, because check this out. After the bye week, they're going to have the Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers, Eagles, and Giants. That's 6 games, and it feels like they're going to be favored in about 5 of them. I would recommend you to go look at the Jacobs owner just to see how their squad is doing. If they're 0-3, 1-2, just not feeling it and just not expecting that payout from, Josh Jacobs. Although his yards per carry is nothing crazy now, he's getting about 15 minimum touches a game. And that's a lot. He's only second behind Jonathan Taylor. These lanes can open up and the floodgates can open. And if you're looking for value before the league catches on, this next player is exactly who you want, and that's Lad McConkey. And Lad McConkey is not getting a lot of the headlines, and if they are, they're not too good. It sounds like they're putting him in a negative light. But if you have to think about it, man, he's on the field for 80% of the snaps. He's a playmaking guy, and every time they throw him the ball, they're going to get him a first down. His usage is trending up, and this feels like a perfect buy low opportunity before the league notices it. Keenan Allen looks like a league winner right now, right? But you have to think he's a 33-year-old vet that just came back in the squad, and they're using him efficiently, right? And right now he's currently wide receiver 6-7 in the rankings. But do you think he's gonna last there all season? I don't think so. I feel like he's gonna fall back down. And then these new toys are working for the Chargers. They got Keenan Allen back, and now they got Quentin Johnson, and that's just working for them, right? They're like, this is sick. This is fun to watch. This is what we want to do. And they kind of forgot about Lad McConkey. Maybe, like I said too, maybe they just let him heal up. But you want to be attached to Justin Herbert, who is #1 in the league on passing yards. Also, Justin Herbert has 6 touchdowns, 3 to Quentin Johnston, and then 3 to Keenan Allen. Just Lad McConkey's getting the short end of the stick, and they're just not playing him right now, and that's fine. Last year, Lad McConkey also started off slow, and then boom, astronomical. He starts hitting for you. He just stays consistent, right? Everybody on this Chargers offense, they have a role. Quentin Johnston's going to be the field stretcher. Keenan Allen's going to be all reliable, clutch everywhere, and then just there for Justin Herbert because they got that fusion force. Lad McConkey is that dependable guy that they trust, and they drafted to be that dependable guy as well. Herbert is dealing right now, and they want to enjoy this air raid attack. It's dope to watch the Chargers and watch them thrive, and they're doing their thing, and they're changing their outlook right now. And this could be the season where, I already said it, Justin Herbert could have an MVP season, and I've been waiting for it. He's sick with it, right? So we're rooting for him, and this can be a chance for him to show that he's elite, right? Why can't we say Justin Herbert is elite? That'd be dope. We can throw him in that category, and maybe this could be the season that he proves it. And also, when this is all said and done too, I still feel like Lad McConkey can still come out as the wide receiver 1 for this team at the end of the season. So now we just talked about a wide receiver that's going to be quietly climbing the ranks, but what about a running back that is doing it all, and every time he touches the ball is just straight efficiency? How can you ignore this? But it's our boy Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren is the guy who went undrafted, fought for every single snap, and on the verge of a breakout. Jaylen Warren deserves your attention before your league mates get on notice. Dispute the fact that he is the leading rusher and the leading receiver on this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. If you look here too, like everything looks a lot red and looks a little wonky at the beginning of the year. Even his snap percentage is down, and it's like, why are you not using Jaylen Warren, right? And then all of a sudden you see little green markers here. Although the rushing and everything is not his game right now, let me show you this, right? I feel like this is all greenery. Look, the grass is greener on the other side. Jaylen Warren has taken on this new role, this new dynamic, and he's put in his bag, right? His bag of tricks. He can be a pass catcher, and he's gonna be elite at it. If you look at his average, he's already gonna double what he's done. The most he got on the receiving work was like 300 yards. That's gonna be his new role, right? He took on the passing game. He's gonna be the new dump off king. And I know the schedule doesn't look too fun. I think they have Vikings, a bye, and then the Browns. It's like, ooh, that sounds disgusting. You don't want to be a part of that. But what is that game script when it's going to be a very tough defensive game that you need some offense? It's going to be dump off king, dude. Watch out for this game for Jaylen Warren. He can explode on these defenses. He's been a proven back that's been waiting his turn, and now he has his backfield. Although Kenneth Gainwell is there, he has his backfield right now. His current yards per carry right now is at 3.07. And through his 3 years that he's been playing, he's averaging about 4.8 yards per carry. Okay? And then if you think about it too, if you add the passing work that he's getting, and then if he can match his average of 4.8 yards per carry, he's going to be a monster in his own right. He's going to be running efficiently. He's going to be catching the ball efficiently. He's going to be doing work this year. Currently, he's caught 11 of 12 targets for 142 yards. If you average that out for the rest of that year, that can be about 62 catches and another 805 yards. And anything over 50 targets and receptions it's madness, right? That's what you want. If Jaylen Warren is carving out a new role for him by adding a layer to his game and he is evolving, then TreVeyon Henderson is a type of player that can blow fantasy wide open with his explosive upside. In week 3, TreVeyon Henderson led the backfield at 46% of snaps. So he's showing that he can get the trust of the coaching staff again. Although I felt like he got put in the doghouse for his miscues, but then those fumbles were the karma that you get for punishing TreVeyon Henderson for something that he was known to do well in college, was the pass protect. But then you're gonna put him in the doghouse just because he had a few miscues. Yes, he's a rookie, right? So you're gonna go ahead and put Ramondre Stevenson in there, Antonio Gibson, and they're both gonna fumble the ball and fumble the ball. It's like boom, you're gonna get slapped in the face for putting someone in the doghouse for, you know, they're a rookie. Did they learn their lesson? Who learned their lesson? But what we know is TreVeyon Henderson is going to get the green light from his coaches, and they're going to put him in, and it's time to shine. We talked about Jaylen Warren in the passing game too, but then TreVeyon Henderson over here, he has 11 targets as well with 73 yards. And we know that they have plays drawn up specifically just for him. When those plays are going to execute properly, we're going to see some explosive plays from TreVeyon Henderson. We already talked about how low his snap percentage was, right? But if you think, he already had 30 carries, so that's about 10 carries a game, and he's not even on a full count. Imagine when he's full count. That's scary hours. The potential is there. The Patriots spent a second round pick on him, and that just shows intention. I know that 3.4 yards per carry doesn't jump off the page, but then advanced tracking has him explosive rating at 89 plus. So that just means he's a big play potential waiting to be popped off, and it hasn't popped off yet. Henderson's explosiveness and all-around ability give him the ceiling to swing leagues completely. Whether you're stacking future stars like Egbuka or McConkey, or if you're banking on proven vets like Jacob, these trades can tilt your roster in your favor. And you have to remember, it's not about chasing stats, it's about identifying players with opportunity, volume, and upside that others are overlooking. If you act now, locking in your potential league winners at a discount and giving yourself an edge heading into the crucial middle weeks of the season, it's gonna help you out. It's gonna be your advantage. So take a look at your roster, see what you can upgrade, and make the moves that put you in a position to dominate down the stretch. These 5 players aren't just names on a sheet, they're actionable trade targets that can change your season. All right, so that was it. That was my breakdowns. And if you enjoyed it and got any value out of it, hit me with a like, a comment. Who's your buy low? Who are you thinking about buying? Did I talk about any of the players? And also don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be breaking down my must starts next. Until next time, man, we're going to keep pushing to get that championship for y'all, man. I'm out. Jimsy, fantasy on repeat. I'm out. Peace.